Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Catonsville, Maryland for the Region 20 Division 2 Regional Championship Tournament semifinals, where the CCBC Catonsville Cardinals, the number 2 seed in this tournament, will take on the number 3 seed Howard Dragons, with the winners getting a bid to the championship game. And we are underway here in Catonsville as the Cardinals, wearing their home whites with the red trim, will be going for the goal on the left of your screen, with the Dragons in their maroon uniforms going towards the goal on the right. Catonsville comes into this game with a 5-6 record, but having come off of the huge win at Howard 4-2 on May 11th, which is what secured them this home game. Dragons come in with a 5-3-1 record, had gotten off to a great start, won 3 straight in the middle of the season, and then curtailed a little bit towards the end as they lost to Montgomery in overtime, tied Anne Arundel before losing to Catonsville to finish out the regular season, as Catonsville get into the box and have the first chance and unable to do much with it. Catonsville will go with Ricardo Torres in goal for the 9th straight game. 12th straight game, as he has started every game for the Cardinals this year. And he comes in with a 1.01 goals allowed average and an 81% save percentage. For the Dragons, they've gone with a goalkeeper by committee all year long, having stuck with Gabriel Viteri of late, as he is starting his 7th game with a 1.85 goals allowed average and just a 52% save percentage. So the Dragons have struggled to find a consistent goalkeeper all year long, but they are going with Viteri and hoping that he can carry the team to a deep playoff run. For the Dragons, a different starting lineup as they welcome back number 7 Didier Estrada, who has been hurt for practically the entire season. He got hurt in the 2nd game of the year at Frederick, and just now making his first appearance since April 13th. And he goes straight into the center midfield role. So a big reinforcement for Howard. Catonsville throw it in. Kwame Duncan. And that goes out. Catonsville comes in averaging 9.6 shots per game and 2.18 goals per game, allowing just 1.5 goals per contest. For Howard, they averaged 22 shots per game, allowing just 9.8 shots per game on the opposite side, scoring 3.11 goals a game, as a collision there between two players, but no disagreement from the Catonsville center forward, William Diami, as he just jumps right up. This is Kurd trying to find Kamaga. Kamaga had been playing right back for most of the season. Now it looks like Dragons have once again changed up their defensive formation with that is Raul Castro as the right back, Juan Wu Park and Oscar Ayala in the center back positions, with Michael Fields on the left back. For Catonsville, David Chukwueke in the left-handed cast, it looks like there, on the near side. He will flank Matt Davis, and good header there forward. As Davis will collect that pass from Chukwueke. This is Davis's center back partner, Chris Yoakum. As they try to go forward to Duncan. Played forward for Yami. And that is just going to be a slide tackle out of play. Not sure if that was necessary by Park, as I thought that was going to go out for a goal kick, but perhaps he saw that there was a deflection and tried to play it out for a throw instead. Not sure if that was the correct move, but it is going to be a corner kick, as Mike Vasquez will take this for Catonsville. Vasquez hits it to the edge of the box. Yami tries to head it on, finds its way to Chukwueke. One-on-one, now picks up two defenders. Able to split between them with the ball, but it gets given away. Now this is Cargbo. Estrada goes forward for Denor. Denor is in on goal. Leo Denor takes a touch toward the edge, shot, and that will go just wide as he had dribbled himself into a tough angle, and that ball just ended up curling wide of the net. I think his first touch was a little bit more towards the center of the box. He would have had more options to go with, but Denor took his touch towards the outside onto his right foot, but not with any angle to really work with. Good play there by Victor Bravo. He's fighting off Kamaga. Now it's Chukwueke trying to fight off Kamaga, but wins a throw-in. Taken quickly. Leslie Bino, the speedy left forward. Park and Yami jockeying for position between the two. And now Park will let Yami be guarded by Castro instead. Thrown into Bravo. Across. Vasquez took it away. I thought that Wilmer Garcia was going to come in and try to run forward and take a shot at Garcia. Will just instead have the opportunity to chip it into the box, but nobody from Catonsville will be able to get there. Viteri rolls it out to Fields. Fields trying to take the space in front of him. Jukes around a couple of Cardinals in the middle of the field. And then the ball will just be played backwards. Kerr goes wide to Castro. Castro will look to switch the field. Fields. He's got a whole lot of green in front of him. Plays it long, trying to find Cargbo, who heads it back to Alanbekov. And Alanbekov doesn't hit that where he wanted to go. I can't imagine that's what he was trying to do. Not sure what he had in mind, but certainly wasn't that. Yoakum gives that away to Alanbekov, who tries to play through Cargbo, but Cargbo had started to slow his run to try to not go off sides. And picked up by Torres. Ricardo Torres, 5'9", 155-pound freshman goalkeeper out of Dundalk, Maryland, product of Patapsco High School. Both teams today starting goalkeepers on the shorter side. Viteri listed as 5'10", as this is played in, and Estrada had a free run in on goal, but he was called offsides as the referee on the near side had his flag up. Didier Estrada already showing a little bit of excitement this Dragons team is desperate for, especially out of the middle of the field. They had been forced to use Cargbo back in midfield. Now it looks like with Estrada back in the lineup, Cargbo has been moved up to a center forward role, with Denor playing behind him in a number 10 role, as the Dragons continue to operate out of their 4-2-3-1 formation. Catonsville looks to be in a very similar formation. I believe they're also playing in a 4-2-3-1. Bravo and Garcia playing as the holding midfielders. This one's played deep for Yami. Yami is 1 versus 2, but he gets control of the ball. Tries to cut it back on his right foot, and Oscar Ayala goes to ground, sticks his foot out, and takes it away. It will be a Catonsville corner kick. Just the sheer power of Williams Yami is a threat in itself, and the Dragons defense just uncomfortably defends that one. Corner kick taken short to Chukwueke. He'll go back to Bravo in the corner. Back to Chukwueke. He's got an angle now to cross it. Goes into the box, headed away by Cardbo, and cleared out by Kamago. Throw in to the near side. Duncan stutter steps and wins it back. Kerr takes it off his foot, but it just goes to Garcia. Garcia will try to go for the corner. Vasquez bolting down the far side, but can't catch up to it. And it's going to be a goal kick, and we'll have our first substitution. So Elvin Alvarado will come in as he will take over a holding midfield role with Bravo pushing up to the left attacking midfield position. And right away, Alvarado gets involved in the play as he takes the ball away. Kamaga, slide tackle, takes it back. Kerr gets through a couple of Cardinals, and the foul was called, and the referee clearly did not see that Kerr still had possession of the ball and should have given an advantage on that one. Instead, Howard will be forced to pull it all the way back onto their own half of the field. Give and go as Fields pushes all the way up to the byline. Headed in! Oh, Estrada just couldn't quite get it cleanly. A glancing header that just went across the face of the goal. And again, it's Didier Estrada showing some attacking prowess for the Dragons. Best chance at goal for either team so far in this game. Long ball forward by Davis. He finds Bravo. Yami begging for the ball in the middle of the box. Yami desperately waiting for it, and Bravo goes backwards instead. Yami looks towards his teammate. Probably has a few questions to ask there. Estrada tries to go to Kamaga, and Davis is there to clean it up. Williams Yami, the 6'1", 202-pound forward out of Lanham, Maryland, leads the team with 12 goals on the season. In fact, the next closest Cardinal is at 2 goals, as a trio of Cardinals are tied at 2 goals each. But clearly the Cardinals rely on their talisman forward to put the ball in the back of the net. Played up to Bravo. Or pass by Bravo. Alanmakov will try to hit it first time, and Nor cannot chase it down as Torres comes to pick it up. This is the semifinals, with the other side of the bracket currently taking place at CCBC Dundalk, as the CCBC Essex Knights, the number 1 seed, are going up against the Carroll Lynx, and already Essex is up 2-0 in that game, with 2 goals within the first 8 minutes in what will likely be a one-sided affair on the other side of the bracket. Whichever 2 teams do win their semifinal games will advance to the championship, which will be played on Sunday, May 23rd at 12 o'clock, and that will be played at CCBC Dundalk. Estrada taken down by Garcia. Just saw the Howard Community College Dragons women's team win their semifinal of the district tournament and will advance to the championship. That will be played tomorrow at Dundalk at 3 o'clock as Howard and CCBC Essex will face off with a bid to the national tournament on the line. If the Dragons were to win this game, it would be 2 for 2 for Howard, making it to their championship games. If Catonsville were to win this, well, it would just be a CCBC championship with Essex versus, very likely Essex versus Catonsville. That's the trio of CCBC campuses partnering with Essex and Catonsville playing at Dundalk. But that's getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, and we are still only midway through the first half and a 0-0 game. Played forward for Yami. Yami trying to get through Park, but Park wins that one. Denor can't get the ball off of Alvarado. He'll find Duncan, slides it over to Bravo, and with way too many burgundy shirts in front of him, he'll slow it down. Squares it to Garcia. Garcia will now find Alvarado. Tries to turn. He'll take a shot. Saved by Viteri. And nice control by Elvin Alvarado to bring it back to his right foot and hit that one with a decent amount of power, but Viteri able to reach up and snag it. Kerr. And he is yelling at Kamaga to make a run off the ball. Cargbo has moved back into a holding midfield role for Howard, as the 6'2" freshman stands out above the crowd there. Yami. Slide tackle by Ayala, takes the ball away cleanly. And Yami struggling so far to really get a good scoring opportunity, but he will certainly not stop trying, as his part of his strength of his game is the persistence. Good play by Fields, gets it to Kerr, who gets taken out, and a foul is called. Kyle Ilanbakov will take the set piece. It's a low curling ball, hit straight up into the air by Hunter Goldberg, and it will curl all the way out for a throw-in. So a triple sub for Catonsville as Bino returns into the game, and he will be joined by Stavro and Alvarez. And the prolific Mahmoud Mansour will enter the game for Howard. Mansour comes to the game tied with Denor for the team lead on goals with 8 each, but found himself relegated to the bench to start this game. Will go back to his familiar center forward role. Alvarado tries to go to the corner for Stavro, who just came on with fresh legs, but Fields able to usher it out. Strong header forward by Garcia. But Kerr takes it away for Howard. Castro gets up to Tenor. Give and go to Cargbo, but hit out by Yoakum. Tenor. Fancy footwork gets through. Cargbo flips it forward to Estrada into the corner. And it's going to be a throw-in for Howard. Deep in the Catonsville territory. Given to Tenor. Now it's crossed into the box. Finds its way to Alambakov. And didn't catch that one cleanly. And it will softly roll to Ricardo Torres. Long ball forward by Davis. He finds Yami. Yami wins it off of Park. And Yami taken out from behind, and the referee waves him away. Yami seems to not be in belief that he couldn't get that call. Howard throws it in. And given away now to Yami again, who's going to try to chase it down. Ayala gives it right back to Catonsville. Bravo gets it to Yami. Yami being shadowed by Park at the moment. Gets it to his right foot. He will take the shot in, and Viteri will drop down to his knees and see it just fall right into the breadbasket. Mansour. Given away again. Cardinals now look for the break. Alvarado taken out from behind. No call. And now it's Howard that's going to counterattack. Alanbakov turns it towards the middle. Finds Estrada, who's got some room to work with in the middle. Goes wide to Denor, and he's tripped up from behind. And again, the referee will stop. This time he'll stop play, and I believe he's going to go back and check on the health of the Catonsville player, who seems to be okay. Now he's going to go over to Denor and see if Denor is okay. And after all that, I believe it's just going to end up being a throw-in. And the ball will be dropped down, so it will end up being a foul called on Howard. Hit forward. That will roll all the way into the corner, and Castro will just see it go out. Throws it upfield. Garcia cuts in front of Denor. And Garcia is taken out by Denor, and a good foul call there. And now it's going to be Catonsville who has the opportunity to swing this in from the wing. Victor Bravo, freshman midfielder out of Archbishop Curley High School. Puts it into the box. Deflects off of Fields and falls into the path of Viteri. Viteri took a look upfield to see if he could get a counterattack started for Howard, but will eventually slow it down. Estrada pulled down by the jersey by Garcia. Played through the middle. Garcia gets it wide to Stavro. He'll look upfield, goes to the corner. Yami trying to chase it down. Yami does get to it. Turns on Fields, squares it. Bravo trying to get a shot off. He lays it back off to Yami. Yami into the box. And an awkward play there as Bino was going up for the header. Viteri tried to come in and try to grab it. Nobody really touched it, and it is going to be out for a corner kick. So it looks like it will be Victor Bravo now making his way to the near side corner. It goes into the box, swatted away by Viteri at the last second as that was curling into a dangerous spot. And now will be cleared out to half. But it's going to be put right back in. Catonsville pinning the Dragons in. Played forward to Yami. Yami holds it up, trying to fight through 3 Dragons. He's still got the ball. Williams, Yami. Gets around Ayala to keep it in. But nobody from Catonsville there to follow it up. What a fight from Yami. And now Yami is down on the far side. Play will continue, but a concern for Catonsville's star forward. And the clock will be stopped as the referee will go check on the injured player. It looks like it's going to be an official timeout for a water break. We will take a break as well. 17-19 left in the first half. Still tied 0-0. officials' timeout is over, as it is a hot day, and at the referee's discretion, a water break can be given, and the referee has taken advantage of that opportunity to make sure that everybody on the field is well hydrated. And we're back in play as Yami, good to see him back in play, as he limped off the field during that official's timeout, but comes right back on. Played into the box, looking for Yami. Yami gets his head on it, and it just flicked off the back of it, and the referee will point correctly towards a goal kick. And Yami now holding his head, and I'm wondering if, while he got the ball, if somebody else got him in the head. Handshake between Yami and Park. Park probably admitting some level of fault in that collision. Denor, no room to turn. Now we'll try to slick by the sideline, and Garcia will knock it out for a throw-in. Have to say, great work so far by this Catonsville ball running staff. They have been all over it. Even saw a few balls go over the fence on the far side, and still able to keep the game moving at all times. Bino, shot, goal! Paul Stavro hits in the volley, but give all the credit to Leslie Bino for getting around the Howard defense, crossing it in, and Stavro hammers it home to give the Cardinals the lead. So Catonsville will take the lead as Paul Stavro scores his third goal of the season, and Bino his team-leading 7th assist on the year. And with just a little over 16 minutes left in the first half, it is Catonsville ahead 1-0. Now it's the Dragons' turn to try to head down the field. Kerr gives it to Denor. Kerr tries to curl it around on the outside of his foot. Shot by Reyes. And that is saved, as Carlos Reyes just came into the game for his first appearance and immediately tries to make an impact, but an easy save for Torres in the end. So far, Carroll has been able to hold CCBC Essex at a 2-0 lead after those two quick goals on the other half of the bracket. So we will continue to keep an eye on that game. But late in the first half, it is still Essex 2-0. Catonsville gets it forward to Bino. Bino, though, hits it off of Denor, and now Denor is going to be called for a handball, I believe. And looking at the replay, that's actually a really good call by the referee, as Denor had stuck his elbow out and knocked it down. So an excellent call by the refereeing staff here. Garcia gets it wide, cross into the box. Yami will just toe poke it up into the air, but in the direction of no teammates, and it will roll out for a throw-in. Howard pinned back in their own zone again. Long throw in ahead, and almost saved by Alon Bakov, but it goes out. Catonsville, bit of a roller coaster year so far in this season. They start out their season against two incredibly tough teams, losing to Harcum 6-0 and at Essex 2-0. Then went on a streak of 3 straight shutout wins: 8-0 over Chesapeake, 3-0 over Carroll, 4-0 over Hagerstown. Lost to Anne Arundel, but took out Southern Maryland. Lost to Lackawanna, then to Montgomery in a double overtime game. Lost to Hartford 2-1. And then in what would likely end up being the biggest win of their regular season, took down this Howard team 4-2 to end the regular season. And again, that made all the difference in terms of location, as in this tournament, the higher seed hosts every game. And because of that win, this game is being played at Catonsville rather than in the friendly confines of Howard. And the referee will stop his clock here, and we'll have a conversation with Raul Castro. And it's a very stern one as he gets right in his face. And we will see if a card comes for this. There's just a verbal warning. So it is just a warning from the referee, but it's a throw-in in the end, so didn't even have a foul to call. And now it's going to be a corner kick for Catonsville. Victor Bravo. Bravo. A high arching corner kick. Yami on the back post tried to get a piece of it, but it goes out for a goal kick. Ayala will head back to take the goal kick for Viteri, producing the much stronger foot as he displays there as he gets all the way to the wing to Reyes. Alan Bakov finds Kargbo, and Kerr just gives that one away. Poor pass by him, and now it's Alvarado trying to find Yami. Ayala gets in the way. Kargbo, and he gives that one back. Both teams seem allergic from sustained possession at the moment. Davis to Garcia. Alvarado will try to go for the corner, headed away by Field over Stavro. Some pulling and tugging going on that far side of the field. Alvarado with a great turn. He'll go for the far post, trying to find Bino, and Bino just not tall enough to get his head on the ball. But a great look, trying to catch that dragon right back sleeping. Saw that he had space in front of him, just went for the long cross. Almost worked out. Reyes tries to keep it in, slides through, but can't do it. And just as I was giving credit to Carroll for being able to hold on, Essex has struck for 2 more within 4 minutes of each other and now lead 4-0 on the other side. Yami into the box, saved by Viteri. Williams Yami just plowed through the Dragons defense, and Viteri was able to get low and save it away. Yami just outmaneuvered Ayala to get around to his right foot, but Viteri was able to close off the angle. It will be Bravo once again heading out for a corner kick. Looks for the outswinger. Into the box. Towards the penalty spot, but over the heads of everybody. And now Cargbo looks for the counter. That's a heavy touch, and Garcia easily takes that off of him. Great hold-up play again by Yami. Tried to find the overlapping Bino. And this time he will find Bino on the near side. Hit away by Ayala, but it's going to be another corner kick for Catonsville. The 6th corner kick attempt for Catonsville on this one. Swings it in, shot, goal! Victor Bravo, who had been taking most of the corner kicks, decides to let Bino take this one. And what a move that was as Bino curls it in beautifully. Bravo heads it in. Catonsville doubles their lead to 2-0. So Leslie Bino with his 2nd assist of the game. That one on the gorgeous corner kick. And headed home by Bravo. So Bravo, just his 1st goal of the season. Great time to do it in the playoffs. Saves it the best for last. And for Bino, his 8th assist on the season with a clear lead on the team. Out of the 19 assists for Catonsville this year, Bino has 8 of them. And Catonsville now find themselves in a strong position. So Chukwueke will enter the game in, and Catonsville will get another corner kick in. They scored on the last one and almost did on that one, as the shot by Goldberg is saved by Viteri. Garcia picks it up in the middle of the park, and it is just all Catonsville at the moment. Davis trying to come forward. Now it's played forward. Yami will head it straight up into the air. Bodies falling to the ground as Park goes to the ground. And he looks like he's holding his leg at the moment. And I believe the referee will stop play here to check on Park. The referee now signals to not call the trainer on the field, as Park has indicated that he is okay to continue. That will go out of play, and a substitution will be made by Catonsville. So Theo Johnson will come onto the play for the first time. The freshman forward out of Baltimore, Maryland, will head right to the front line as he will replace Yami, who will get a very well-deserved break. As Catonsville's head coach Mike Kozlowski trying to keep his star forward fresh, knowing full well that if Catonsville were to prevail in this contest, they will have a quick turnaround time, with the championship game being less than 48 hours away. Catonsville content to play it around their back line right now, and why not with just a couple minutes remaining? They are in clear control of this first half, not just on the scoreboard, but in terms of possession and chances. Chukwueke trying to get through Fields. Chukwueke goes to the ground, and it's going to be him that is called for the foul as he was pulling on Fields. Fields goes short to Kerr. Denor comes way back to try to get possession. He does. Now he's going to just try to make a bombing run down the near side. Dribbles into triple coverage. Still comes away with the ball. Leo Denor cross to the middle. And Mansour just couldn't quite get the timing right on that. But a great individual effort by Leon Denor. Somehow dribbling through 3 Cardinals. And I feel like if Mansour just tried to even just stick his leg out there and just try to redirect it, might have had a chance on goal. Just over a minute remaining in this first half. Howard trying to find some way to get forward, but it's going to be a foul called, and that's not the way to do it. Have to wonder if Catonsville will be content with just passing it around and taking their 2-0 lead into the halftime. Passed all the way back to Torres. Torres takes a look up, and he will try to get it wide for Goldberg. Torres will try the other way now. Just 10 seconds remaining, and Catonsville does look like that they are just going to be very happy going into the halftime break. Ahead 2-0, but what a half it was. As Paul Stavro and Victor Bravo scored goals, both assisted by Leslie Bino. At halftime, Catonsville 2, Howard 0. We'll take a halftime break and be back after this intermission. Second half underway here in Catonsville, Maryland, as the CCBC Catonsville Cardinals ahead 2-0 on the Howard Dragons in the Region 20 Division II Tournament Semifinals. As Catonsville just needs to hold on for 45 more minutes and will earn a place in the championship game, where all signs point to a matchup against CCBC Essex, as they are ahead 6-0 in the other semifinal matchup. Looking at the first half stats, it was all Catonsville for the most part. 6 shots, 5 on goal, 7 corner kicks, and the 2 assists by Bino to set up Stavro and Bravo. For Howard, they had 4 shots, 2 of them were on goal, and 0 corners were called offsides once. Fouls were 5-3 in favor of Howard. For the Dragons, they really haven't used their bench much. They came into the game with 15 healthy players for the first time in what seems like a long time. So far, I've only put in 2 substitutions in the form of Carlos Reyes and Mahmoud Mansour. Still have not seen the likes of Arnold Mayamba or Luis Rangal Mora. For Catonsville, they are utilizing their bench quite well, as their 2 players that came off the bench, Bravo and Stavro, both have scored goals in this contest. Dragons trying to get some possession. Howard is in their all maroon jerseys, going to go on the left of your screen in the second half, whereas Catonsville in their white uniforms with the red trim, they are going to the goal on the right, as Williams Yami is called for a foul there, as he is adjudged to have pulled back Carlos Reyes on this play. Excuse me, Raul Castro. The winner of the Region 20 tournament will get a direct bid into the national tournament for the men's side, as they will get to travel to Wichita, Kansas for the Division II national tournament, the 12-team tournament. There are 4 at-large bids in addition to the 8 automatic district qualifiers. So there is still a chance for teams that lose to make their way to a national tournament. But certainly a win in this game would appear to be vital to make that dream stay alive. Denor able to turn and look upfield, and he'll find Alambakov in the opposite corner. Step over and tries to play the overlap to Kamaga, and that will go into the woods for a corner kick. And that is unfortunate for whatever ball runner is over in that corner. That does not look like a fun place to try to track down a ball. Alambakov puts it right at the penalty spot and booted away by, I believe that was Goldberg. Played back in. Kamaga. Excuse me, that's Mayamba. And that is a shot that will curl wide. So the Dragons' number 12, Arnold Mayamba, has come into the game for the first time. Just mentioned that Howard has not really utilized their bench, and now they are trying to get some fresh legs to provide a different pace to the game. Played to the corner for Alamakov. Tries to cut inside on Alvarez. Hit out for a throw-in. And a foul is called against Howard. Hit forward by Duncan. Cut out by Kamaga, who has moved back to the right back role, with Mayamba moving upfield. It looks like Ayala and Castro are now the center back pairing for Howard, with Fields staying at left back. Kamaga takes that away, tries to pull back, and then will take out Duncan from behind. Some malice in that play. Excuse me, that was Bino, not Duncan. Shouldn't be a surprise there, as there aren't many players that can run faster than Leslie Bino in a straight race. Hit into the box. Kerr hits it out, but not at. Oh, a slide tackle in. And Didier Estrada will get the attention of the referee on that one. And a yellow card has been issued to Estrada. So Reyes will go in for Estrada, who is forced to take a seat on the bench. This will be chipped into the far side of the box. Yami tries to chest it down. Excuse me, that's Duncan on the far side. Duncan under double coverage, and he loses control of it and will be out for a goal kick. Kerr. And that's cut right out, but Kerr gets it back. Howard trying to figure out how to fit the pieces into this puzzle of getting through Catonsville. Played forward, Yami, and wow, Viteri came way out of his box. Got enough of the ball, collided with Yami, but the ball does go out of his box. Now a foul will be called on Kamaga as he took out Bino. But a great opportunity for Williams Yama, who is behind the Dragons' defense. And Viteri saved the day with his aggressive play. This one will be chipped into the box. Viteri will come out and collect. Nice play by Garcia as he'll head it back to Chris Yoakum. Haven't really mentioned his name much today, and when you're a center defender, that's usually a good thing because it means that he has been positionally sound and hasn't gotten himself into any trouble. That and this Catonsville midfield has really just dominated possession to the point where Howard just hasn't gotten to the defensive line of Catonsville very often. Yami fights through, tries to get it to Bino, but taken away. And Denor caught flat-footed on that pass. Catonsville will go the other way. Duncan goes right at Fields, but will be hit out for a throw-in. Mayamba trying to make his first impact of the game, but he can't connect with Reyes on the pass, taken away by Goldberg. Now it's Kerr. And again, the question has to be asked, which one of these Dragons has the way through Catonsville? Kerr will try to dribble through. Cargbo just looking for a 1-2 ball. Kerr slides in, takes the ball away. Denor. Now it's a 4-on-4. He's got some room to operate. He'll just go right at it. Shot by Denor, and it goes wide. The Dragons needed a play. It is usually Leon Denor that is the one that they turn to. Denor has the ability to play in the attacking midfield role, left, right, or middle, also in that front spot. And they do move him around liberally, but right now Denor is just playing in that number 10 role, trying to find some way to get Howard forward. And able to do it there, just couldn't quite get the shot on frame. Fields to Mayamba. Mayamba and Fields playing a two-man game. Able to get through and pass their way through it. Nice job, Kerr to Cargbo. And what a play by Elvin Alvarado to chase that run all the way back. Plays it back to his goalkeeper, and Torres gets it out of danger. Duncan holds off Mayamba, and now they're on the run. Yami chips it over the top. Castro is able to flip it over the head of Duncan. Mayamba forgot something. Now he gives it away. But Reyes gets it back for Howard. Now looking for Alambakov on the long ball. And Howard now is trying to resort to the long ball. A little bit more possession for the Dragons as they try to get some hope into this game. For Catonsville, just a little bit sluggish coming out of this second half. Kerr turns around and looks at the referee and does get the call, but is still arguing with the referee. Not sure why after you've already been given the call. This will be Alambakov settling over it. About 30 yards out from this one. Curls it in. Oh, it's misplayed. It's off the post. Ricardo Torres was coming out of his goal to try to grab, thinking the ball that was going to be curling towards the middle of the box. Ball really didn't have that much curl, and it almost went in the goal. It just hit right off the bottom of the post and somehow stayed out. What a break for the Cardinals. Headed by Cargbo, and that one's going to go wide. Mentioned before, Cargbo, he stands out at 6'2" in the middle of that box. Just could not quite get that header cleanly. Headed straight up by Reyes. Mayambo. No real predetermined target on that. Now it's going to be Stavro, and he can't quite control it. Denor fights through traffic, now switches the field. Alamakov gets it forward to Cargbo, but Cargbo is offside as the assistant referee on the far side has the flag up into the air. And looking at the replay, that does appear to be the right call. Essex now had 7-0 against Carroll. I think it's safe to say that that one will very quickly be in the books. Now it's just a matter of which team will get the pleasure of going up against those Knights in the championship game. Mayambo, great 1-2 ball with Kerr. Reyes now, once again, it's Alambakov with room on the far side. Tries to play it forward to Denor. Denor into the box. Steps over it. And a strong defensive play by Chris Yoakum. Hasn't been asked to do a whole lot in this game, but he has stood strong in the times where he has. Now it's Catonsville getting forward. Fields will play that out, and that's exactly what Catonsville would want, as they're trying to get this game back settled under their control. Seems to have gotten away from them just a little bit here in these last few minutes as Howard stamping their will. Not yet finding it on the scoreboard, though. Now it's Cargbo dashing across the field. Goldberg is trying to catch up to him, pulling back on him. Now it's Cargbo going down. And we'll see what the referee calls. He has blown the whistle. And it's going to be pointed outside the box, just outside the box. As Cargbo, who is getting pulled back the whole way down, does earn a foul. And now Howard, with easily their best chance to put something on net. It's going to be 2 men over the ball, Alambakov and Denor, and a 2-man wall in front of them. It will be Alambakov. He'll go for the cross, headed away, strong header by Matt Davis. Kamago wins that back. Trying to turn. Cannot get through Yoakum. Now he gets taken down. And it's going to be a goal kick. Matt Davis stands at 5'6", 160 pounds out of Eastern Tech High School. And yet somehow he was the first one to that crucial header. Davis. Dragons did make a substitution. Missed that one, and it looks like Luis Rangel Mora has indeed come into the game, so he'll make his first appearance. Howard looking for the right combination. It's hit out by Mayamba, and there will be a substitution made for Catonsville if the referee catches wind of it, which he has. Goldberg goes short to Garcia. Tries to play it up for Yami. And that will be called dangerous play by Yami, who tried to stick his foot up in the air to get control of it and just got a little too close to the head of the Dragons players. Garcia goes over the top of Cargbo and wins it away for Catonsville. Giving right back Kerr. And again, it is Ilanbekov wide open on the far side and wins a throw-in. But I was mentioning before, questioning how Howard was going to try to bring the pressure. And so far, it has been Ilanbekov on that far side who's found space and has tried to slice his way through. Now it's Yami. Yami just manning off everybody in a red shirt. What a play by him. Just too strong to be taken off the ball. It will be a throw in for Catonsville. And good pressure by Denora as Yoakum is forced to just kick it out of play. Another one that went into the woods. Hopefully somebody's got GPS tracking on those things. Or even better, one of those hockey pucks that they used to have on in the NHL where during live broadcasts it had like the trail of like red and blue light that would like stream off it, so it made it easier for people to watch it. I miss those days. Those were fun to watch with hockey, but apparently those hockey pucks cost about $1 million each and just wasn't deemed to be financially responsible. Still would be fun in soccer as well. So during that rambling of mine, it looks like it was a foul on Howard. Now Catonsville with an opportunity to put it into the box. This is chipped in beautifully for Stavro on the back post, but headed away by Howard. That was Mora. Put in towards Vasquez. Vasquez couldn't get control of it. Now it will be Alvarado's turn. And Alvarado loses out. Howard on the counter. Cargbo gets up to Tenor. Tenor can turn and go. And Yoakum slipped to the ground, but on his second attempt, getting back up from his knees, was able to win the ball away. Well played by Yoakum. Reyes. Ayala. Ilanbekov crosses it in and snagged in the air by Torres with an injured player down for Catonsville. I have just been informed that at least one person out there enjoys my random rambling, so thank you to those of you out there who are at least trying to see the joys of what we have in front of this field, as well as the broadcast that I have brought to you tonight. It's been a long day doubleheader of soccer with the women's game coming before this, and now the men will take a break for an official's timeout with water break. We'll take a break too. Catonsville still ahead 2-0 midway through the second half. Back in action here in Catonsville, Maryland, as the CCBC Catonsville Cardinals are 21 minutes away from a date with CCBC Essex in the Region 20 Division II Championship game. If they can hold off the Dragons, maybe even add to it as Chukwueke was getting forward. Howard now unable to counter properly as that ball played way out. At least height-wise, it just falls short of going over the fence, thankfully. Kamaga trying to find his way through. He does get it to Kerr. Kerr up to Alanmakov. Denor tries to dance his way through. Still Kerr, excuse me, it's Denor. Now he gets rumbled over. And a hard foul by Goldberg. Goldberg turns to the AR and his hands out wide, but not sure what he's complaining about with that one as he just ran over the back of Denor. And now Howard with an opportunity to try to pull one back. Alanmakov just chips it up. Cargbo tried to head it in, but Yami had come all the way back into his defensive box and heads it away. Cleared out, but Viteri comes 40 yards away from his goal to tap it to Castro. Now Castro will try to go long to Cargbo. Headed away once again by Yoakum. Duncan goes for Yami. Yami taken down. Excuse me, no, it was Viteri who went low and was able to just get enough of the ball to take it out, but take it off of Yami. Thought for a second he was going to take Yami down, but good job by Yami to stay on his feet and try to keep the ball with him. Now it's Howard the other way. Kerr to Fields. Forgot the ball there, but gets it back to Kerr. Cargbo tries to turn towards the middle. And Kamaga will hit it off of the back of Goldberg, and it will be another corner kick. Played short, Alanmakov into the box, plays it low. Hit away again, this time by Davis. Howard crossed into the box again. Fields was waiting for it at the back post, but Torres jumps on top of it, and Torres will happily lay on top of the ball for as long as he can to try to get some calmness back into this game for Catonsville. Line drive punt headed back in by Estrada. Goldberg, excuse me, that's Alvarez, looks up. Backspin on that one. Plays away from Alvarez, but it goes off the head of Fields for a throw-in. And it will be a double substitution for Catonsville. So Bino and Alvarado return to the game for Catonsville. Played forward. Yami. Yami fighting through. Plays it over to Duncan. He'll try to play Chukwueke through. Comes back to Duncan. Duncan with the shot. And that will go over quite everything for a goal kick. Goal kick is played short. Dragons will now try to pass their way out of their own half. Alanbakov checks back for it. Davis cuts in front, but it's Kerr with the ball. Kerr taken away by Alvarado. And Chukwueke is tripped up by Cargbo. Yoakum goes for the far corner to Bino. Bino gets control of the ball. Now we'll just play it to the corner, knowing full well that there's nobody there. But at some point, you have to wonder when the gamesmanship will start setting in, as Catonsville will likely become more and more content with just keeping the ball as far away from their goal as possible. Vasquez in for the Cardinals as he will try to put a little jolt back into the midfield of Catonsville. Alvarez wins it away. Duncan gets it to Bino. Bino taken down, and that will be a foul on Kamaga, who just chopped away at the back of the legs of Bino. And now this ball in a glorious spot, 25 yards out, just a little off to the right of center. But there is enough room there to be able to get it up and over the wall and then back under a crossbar if they wanted to go that way. Enough room to even curl it around either way, as the ball is centralized enough for it to really be hit by a right foot or a left foot shot here. It does look like it's going to be the right foot of Kwame Duncan to take this. Duncan. He'll go for the shot, saved by Viteri. And that ball ended up pretty much towards the middle of the goal for Viteri. Now, Reyes pulls back Duncan, and Duncan is able to draw the foul. Alvarez. Headed away by Estrada. And miscommunication by Alamakov and Kamaga. And another one by the Dragons, as they just are not connecting right now. Yami. Yami's just going to say, I'm doing it myself. Williams Yami. He'll play it in for Vasquez. Vasquez with the shot. Goal! Mike Vasquez. But that was all the individual effort of Williams Yami to set it up. Dribbled past the entire Howard midfield down that far sideline and played it beautifully into the middle for Vasquez to hit the one-time shot in. And that should all but do it for Catonsville. So for Vasquez, just his third goal of the season. And Yami picks up his fourth assist of the campaign. But that really takes a lot of the pressure off of the Cardinals, as there is a huge difference between a 2-goal and a 3-goal lead. this late in the game. Clock will be stopped as injury has occurred at the far side of the field. We'll take a quick break as well. Be back with you for the conclusion. Ball is back in play now as we are under 12 minutes remaining. Catonsville, have to say that last goal was against the run of play as Howard was starting to really gain a foothold in possession and chances in this game. But the individual effort of Williams Yami to counterattack almost single-handedly, then Vasquez did a great job of making the diagonal run to get in front of the Howard defense and get first to it to just tap it into the open net. Vasquez will boot it to the opposite corner. Play it long. And now it's going to be Catonsville. Yami flips it around Ayala. Slide tackle from behind. Got the ball for Estrada. Yami asking for the call, but ball is still in play and now will be played out as players from both sides are down injured. It looks like Kerr and Yami both come away from that one. The two number 9s on each team struggling after that collision. It was Estrada who had come sliding through. But Yami and Kerr were the ones that came out worse for the wear. Fortunately, both players back up on their feet. Ball played long. Reyes gets control under pressure from Vasquez. Excuse me, that is Elijah Heinen, who has made his first appearance in this game, as he will go up top, taking over for Yami. And if it were me and I were the coach of CCBC Catonsville, I would have Yami just enjoy the rest of the game as a spectator. He has done his job beautifully, but need to start thinking about resting him up for that championship game, as they are less than 10 minutes away from earning a place in that championship. Fields try to chip it in. Torres let it bounce right in front of him. Awkwardly tried to grab it as he dropped the first attempt, but then just falls down on top of the ball after that. Drops it in front of him, will play it short. Bravo finds Davis. Alvarado with room. Given away cheaply. And now it's Howard. Mayambo. Good footwork from him. Slides it to Mora. Mora plays Alambakov through. And Davis does a nice job of faking the pass and just letting the ball roll out for a goal kick. That clock continues to tick away. The Dragons having very little answer on what to do to put the ball in the net for Catonsville. They are playing this brilliantly, just holding off every attack that the Dragons have, keeping possession as much as they can, just trying to keep it away. This has not been an easy 82 minutes of shutting out the Dragons, but they have held up to the task thus far. Reyes. He'll look long. Stolen away by Garcia. Hendon trying to chase down Castro, and that's given away by Howard. I can't imagine Catonsville is going to be in a huge rush to take this throw in. To the corner goes Vasquez. Fields gives it away. Tries to work his way through Alvarez. Now it's Vasquez who will play it back to his defensive line. And once again, Catonsville can just hold on to possession a little bit longer. Torres just hits it upfield to clear it out. Handball called on Vasquez. Kamaga to Mayambo, who's got turned. Mayambo will try a long shot. That one's blocked away. An audacious attempt by Mayambo, who's 30 yards out. Theo Johnson, who had just come to the game, big smile after getting shouldered off the ball. Now he'll go chasing after. Fields forced to go backwards. Estrada, he's got time. Plays it back into the path of Castro, who can't control it. And Vasquez has it taken away from him, but the job is done once again by Catonsville, forcing Howard to go back into their own half and restart, wasting valuable time. And Mansour called for offsides. A great job by the Catonsville defense to move up and catch him offside. Bravo. Catonsville now playing a little keep away. And Torres just hits it to midfield again. Four minutes remaining. As Catonsville can smell it. It's right there in front of them if they can just hold on. It's never easy beating a team back-to-back games, especially when they're the last 2 games you've played. But Catonsville looks to have come out here and done just that if they can hold on for 3 more minutes. Vasquez plays it out for Theo Johnson. Johnson just trying to keep the ball in, trying to stall time. Doing a brilliant job of that. Fields gets into it with Johnson, and this could be troublesome for the Howard defender as Fields continues to go at Johnson. Ultimately, the referee just calls a foul on Catonsville and allows play to continue. Fields goes wide to Reyes. Reyes gets by Johnson. Reyes still trying to go through Alvarez. Bodies are falling to the ground. Referee's still playing play on. Slide tackle by Bravo takes it away. Fields pinches up. Mayambo finds Castro. Camargo with a shot that gets deflected. I wonder if Torres realized that it was, and he did not, and he will let it go out, and it will be a corner kick for Howard. But we're under 2 minutes remaining. Ilanbekov comes to the near side corner. He'll chip it in. Headed by Fields, and that will go wide. And that might be just the last chance for Howard, as Catonsville looks like they have done it. They came in as the number 2 seed. They've played a tough schedule this year. Came in with an under 500 record, but they got the wins when it counted most. And that includes tonight, where they will look to beat the number 3 seed Dragons and will move on to the Region 20 championship game. Hard tackle there. No call by the referee. More bodies flying, and referee seems content with just keeping the whistle in his pocket right now. Under a minute remaining. Catonsville just trying to get it out so that they can go back and celebrate this big playoff win. Played to the corner. Goldberg able to hold off Ilanbekov. Davis will just clear it out of his own zone. Foul by Catonsville. Dragons will get one last chance to see if they can get on the scoreboard. Ilanbekov with 5 seconds remaining. He'll chip into the box. He'll actually go for goal. Torres grabs it, and that will do it. CCBC Catonsville has emerged victorious, and they win 3-0. And that will end the season of the Howard Dragons. So Catonsville advances as they keep their playoff hopes alive. And for the Dragons, they will call that season over. In what has been one of the strangest years that we have seen, with a soccer season played in the spring, never before seen in our college game. Catonsville emerges victorious, and we shall see what they are able to do against the mighty CCBC Essex Knights in the championship game on Sunday at 12 o'clock on the campus of CCBC Dundalk. On behalf of everybody here at CCBC Catonsville, final score, Howard 0, Catonsville 3.